Do you ever make mistakes? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration attorney practicing law here in St. Louis, Missouri. You know, from time to time we do make a mistake. And the important thing is, how do we respond to the mistake? What do we do? How do we handle it? Do we swing into action to try to overcome the mistake? Do we admit the mistake to our client and try to fix things? And the answer to that is yes, we absolutely do. Let me tell you a little story. Early on in my immigration career, I had a client who we will call Ahmed. Ahmed was from a northern town in Iraq called Zako, and Ahmed hired us to help bring his wife to the United States from Zako. Ahmed had become a U.S. citizen just recently and had gotten married a little while before that, and he wanted our help to bring his wife to the U.S. to live with him here in St. Louis. We filled out all the paperwork, we sent in all the forms, and USCIS quickly approved the petition. It took about 4 months for them to approve the petition. At that point, the case was sent to the National Visa Center, and we received notices that Ahmed was supposed to pay the visa fees. We notified Ahmed, he wrote us 2 checks for the visa fees, and things sat there, and that's what happened. The problem was I didn't forward that on to the National Visa Center. It was sitting on my desk, and I was working on other things, and it went underneath a pile, and after a while it didn't get sent out. So one day Ahmed came to see me about 2 months later, and we were scratching our heads trying to figure out why his case wasn't moving at the National Visa Center. You know, when you have a spouse visa case, the first stage is at the Immigration Service. The second stage involves sending in additional paperwork and paying those fees that I mentioned to the National Visa Center, so the case can get sent then to the embassy for the interview. That's sort of a 3-part process. Ahmed's case got stuck at stage 2, and it was stuck because I had neglected to send in those payments. So Ahmed came in to see me, sitting across the desk from me, and we're trying to scratch our heads. And in the back of my mind, I realized quickly that he had brought me that check, and in fact, he reminded me that he brought the check. And I looked around at my desk, and there it was. It was sitting there on my desk. I hadn't sent it in. And of course, this was done exactly and entirely in front of Ahmed. And so he knew, and I knew that he knew, that I'd made this mistake. I quickly explained to him the error that I'd made, and I said, Ahmed, let's fix this. I called the National Visa Center. I told them the check was on their way. We FedExed it to him, and we made sure everything got moving right after that. Now, Ahmed is quite a gentleman, one of my favorite clients, because he was very understanding, very forgiving, and we made it up to him on the back end with our fee. But at the end of the day, it was my mistake, no one else's. I couldn't turn around and blame it on anyone else. But really, it was a problem with systems. We didn't have a system to make sure that the check had gotten sent, that things didn't sit on Jim's desk. And so since that time, that was many years ago, we've put a lot of systems in place to make sure that we don't make mistakes like that. We're always trying to improve our systems. We're always trying to make things better and to make sure that we have checks and balances, to make sure that if something gets hung up, we have a way to figure out why quickly, so that there aren't delays of 2 months that were completely unnecessary. I have no one to blame but myself. It was totally my mistake, and I apologized profusely to Ahmed now. Ahmed has since gone on to become one of our best referring clients. He has sent us at least 12 people, all of whom have gone back to Zako, gotten married, and brought spouses back here. He's one of my favorite clients and one of my favorite people. We've been able to go to a lot of these marriage celebrations from Zako. We have a lot of good friends and clients from that town, and we feel really blessed to have known Ahmed and to have been able to work with him and his wife as they build their life here in the United States. Obviously, we were sorry, and we never want to make a mistake. We want to do everything we can to strengthen your case and to do everything that we can to help you. We don't ever want to violate the Hippocratic Oath, and that is to always do no harm. And so in that case, we did have a slight delay due to Jim's error, and again, I was very sorry for that. So I'm not going to tell you that we're perfect. I am going to tell you that we're going to do everything we can to make sure that that never happens again, and we've had great success in that. We do a good job here. We do our absolute best. Every now and then there is a slight mistake. We can overcome it through hard work, diligence, and systems. So if that makes you never want to do business with us, I hope that's not the case. I hope that instead it lets you know that we're honest and that we do what we say and that we do our best for you. If you have any questions about this, give us a call, 314-961-8200, or you can email me, jim@hackinglawpractice.com. Thanks.